Hi guys, welcome back to Nixie DIY Crafts. My name is Nixie. Today you're going to be learning how to start creating your own embellishments. For this video I will be using scrap paper that I had left over from previous projects and a variety of paper punches. Let's get started. The supplies that you're going to need for to make these embellishments are just a variety of different pieces of paper. These are just scrap pieces that I had left over from previous projects. So whatever paper you have at home that coordinates together, go ahead and pull those out. Now we're also going to use a variety of punches. Now it's not absolutely necessary for you to have all of these punches. I've been a paper crafter for many years, so I do have a big collection of paper punches. Other items that you will need are string, and this is really optional. I like to give my projects more of a 3D effect, so the more textured items that I add, I feel the better that it looks. You're also going to need glue. You're also going to need to use a glue gun, and I also like to add, but again, this is optional, it's really up to you. I found these embroidery little flowers on Amazon. It's an embroidery ribbon, and it comes like this, and it comes in a 5-yard strand, and you're able to just cut these little flowers out. I love this. It was a great deal, and like I said, it's 5 yards. I found it on Amazon. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to work our way up. So we're going to start from really simple and then work our way up to different, more challenging embellishments. The goal here is for you to learn how to create your own embellishments with the paper and supplies that you have at home to build your stash. Next time that you're working on a project, you go to your stash, you pull an embellishment, and then you decorate your project. To make this embellishment, we're going to go ahead and start punching out our paper. So for this one, I'm going to need a heart and a butterfly. I'm also going to use the gold thread, and I'm also going to have a little piece of scrap paper here so I can attach my string to my heart without burning myself. Okay, so these are the only supplies we're going to need. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is attach our thread. So I like to take my thread and wrap it around 3 of my fingers about 5 or 6 times to make that little loopy effect. Cut it, and then I grab them just like that, and I try to hold it in the middle and kind of twist it like an 8. I'm gonna add some glue, and again for this piece I do recommend using hot glue. Attach using my little scrap paper that I cut, again so I don't burn myself. Press that down. Now I'm going to use my fingers to spread out the thread here. A little bit of the hot glue leaked out, so I'm just going to peel that off. And now I'm going to attach my butterfly, but before I attach the butterfly, I'm just going to crease the wings a little bit so it pops up. Add glue and attach my butterfly. You can attach it straight or you can attach it at an angle. Just like that. If you have loose strings like this, just trim those off. And then you're done. You've created your first embellishment. So for this one, I'm going to use my 2-inch circle punch. My heart punch, I'm also going to use, instead of a piece of just scrap paper, I'm going to use my flower punch, and I'm going to punch that out using this glittery gold. I'm also going to use my gold thread again, and this time I'm going to use my little embroidery flowers. So same thing, let's go ahead and start by taking our thread, and I'm wrapping it around 3 of my fingers, 5 or 6 times. Pull it off, make it into an 8 just by twisting it. Hot glue, add your string, and now I'm gonna add my flower right to the middle, just like that. Now I'm gonna use wet glue to attach the heart to my circle. You can use the hot glue as well, but for this I'm just gonna use the wet glue. Attach it just like that. Now that already looks pretty the way that it is, but I'm gonna step it up one more step and add my little embroidery flowers. But again, this looks cute already as is, but I like to add different textures to my projects. So here's my little embroidery flower, and again, trim the edges of my thread. And that's it. You've created your second embellishment. For the third embellishment, we're also going to use the gold thread. I'm also going to use my embroidery flowers. Let's go and punch out my gold circle. And I'm using a 1 1/4 inch circle. I'm also going to punch out my butterfly, and I'm using this pale pink for my butterfly. Let's start. Gold thread again, 3 fingers, 5, 6 times. Twist, hot glue, add your string, and push down using your butterfly. And again, I'm gonna just crease the wings a little bit. There we go. And I can actually crease the wings after I attach if I need to, just like that. Again, that looks super cute the way that it is right now, but I do want to add, just step it up a little bit more and adding my embroidery flowers. And I'm gonna attach it right here on its wing. Now, like I mentioned earlier, it's not necessary to own so many paper punches, but if you decide to invest in paper punches, what I recommend is that you start with some circle punches and maybe a couple of shape, like a heart and butterfly, whatever you're into. So there you go. This is our third embellishment. The next embellishment is this embellishment here. It's like a banner embellishment. I wanted to show you how simple it is to just take pieces of scrap paper to build a pretty embellishment. So for this one, I'm going to use 3 of my punches. I'm going to use a 1 1/4 circle, a 1 inch circle, and a heart. So let's go ahead and start punching out our supplies. So I'm cutting out a, oops, I'm running out of space here. So let's trim this a little bit. I'm going to punch out a 1 1/4 circle, a 1 inch circle, and a heart with my black. For this project, I'm actually going to use just the wet glue. So I'm gonna add glue to my paper, and I'm just gonna layer right on top of it my next flag. Now, what I didn't show you here was you can definitely make your own flags. Now, of course, I cheated because I conveniently do have a paper punch that is meant for flags. But let me just show you really quickly. Let's pretend that this is a pretty piece of paper here. And to make a flag, all you have to do is trim the middle, find the middle of your flag, and then just cut the sides. You'll cut one side and then the other side. And there you go, there's your flag. But again, I have this punch as well. This is actually a new Stampin' Up punch and I love it. You can cut 3 different sizes, and these are the 2 different types of flags that you can cut using this punch. And like I said, you can cut 3 different sizes of paper: a half, 3/4, and a 1 inch. Okay, so these are my flags. I glued it together. So now let's start assembling our circles. Just like that. Okay. I struggle a little bit with my eyes. Okay, add a little bit of glue to the black heart. Attach. And then attach our circles. And there you go. We've created our 4th embellishment. For our last embellishment, we're gonna create this one. Now, I know it looks complicated, but it really is not. And it's such a pretty embellishment. And it has all these different layers. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, for this project, I am using 4 punches. The punches that I'm using are the 1 1/2 punch, a 1 1/4 circle punch, a butterfly, and a flower punch. So I've already pre-punched these, so you don't have to watch me punch them again. Here they are laid out. I'm also going to use my embroidery flowers. I'm using a phrase and my gold thread again. Just a tip regarding these phrases. I know that Michael sells a sheet of stickers. I think they're called tiny phrases, and it's all random words. So I went ahead and I actually created my own words in just using Word document, Microsoft Word. I typed up a bunch of random words and I printed them out on cardstock. So then at that point, I use my punches to punch these out, or I can just cut them out with scissors. And then I layer them. I layer them up on more cardstock. So for example, if I'm using this oval punch to punch out my words, I, on a regular white piece of paper, punch out 3 to 4, additional pieces. So for example, like here, I have 3 additional pieces that I've punched out, and they're plain. So once I glue them on top of each other using wet glue, and then I add my word punch on top of that, it's 4 layers of cardstock together. And then I can either leave my shape as is, or I can trim it down like I've done here. And then again, because I've layered it, you'll see how thick it is now. It's like a piece of chipboard. I love this. It's very sturdy and it looks very nice. So that's my tip. All right, so let's go ahead and start assembling. So the first thing we're gonna do, I'm gonna use wet glue and a combination of hot glue. So first I'm going to add glue to my 1 1/4, and I'm going to glue it down to my 1 1/2 inch circle. Then my next layer is the gold thread. So I'm going to wrap my gold thread around my 3 fingers 5 to 6 times. Cut that out. Twist. Makes a number 8. Add hot glue. Add my string, but now I'm going to use my flower to push it down. Just like that. Using my fingers, spread my thread. I'm going to trim it at this point. I'm going to add my word, and again, I'm going to use some hot glue. Oh, look what I've done here. I've added the word smile on both sides. It's okay. Nobody's going to see that. So we'll attach it right there, hanging off a little. I'm going to add my embroidery flowers to the side. Just like that. And now we'll attach our butterfly. And I'm going to crease the wings. I have a glue gun or glue on my fingers. Crease the wings. Add glue. And attach. And there you go. You've created your embellishment. That's it.